In Theories of Ideology, The Powers of Alienation and Subjection, Jan Rehmann presents a comprehensive exploration of the most influential schools and theoretical perspectives that have contributed to the development of ideology theories. His central argument revolves around the need to re-examine and redefine theories of ideology to analyze neoliberalism within the contemporary context of high-tech capitalism. While the significance of ideology in Marx's writings has always been uncontested among Marxist scholars, the interpretations of the ideological component and its relationship with other classical Marxist ideas have varied significantly both within and beyond the realm of Marxism. Rehmann emphasizes that the study of ideology marked a turning point in Marxist research as it began to delve into the materiality of ideology and its unconscious influence on shaping social patterns in daily life. This forms the core premise of the Marxist structuralist approach to ideology, particularly evident in the theories of Louis Althusser and Antonio Gramsci. Consequently, discussions on theories of ideology inherently engage with a debate central to all social sciences: the balance between individual agency and the constraining societal structures that diminish individual autonomy. Rehmann constructs a well-conceived framework that encompasses various academic fields, including critical theory, Frankfurt School, psychoanalysis with a focus on the unconscious functioning of ideology in practice, post-structuralism, and postmodernism. His analysis spans a wide spectrum of contemporary political thought, demonstrating how each field offers a distinct perspective on the social significance of ideology and the interplay between ideological subjects and hegemonic structural configurations. The book begins with a thorough exegesis of the fundamental concepts underpinning classical Marxism. Rehmann devotes ample attention to this introductory chapter, as he believes that even scholars with a passing familiarity with thinkers like Adorno or Althusser require a deeper understanding of Marxism. He clarifies that Marx and Engels did not adhere to a rigid material determinism, but rather recognized the integral connection between consciousness and the life process. Rehmann does acknowledge Engels' clarification of this misconception in his letters on historical materialism. The subsequent chapters explore how Marxism evolved as it was applied and interpreted by significant thinkers, such as Lukács, Adorno, and Wolfgang Fritz Haug, who extended Marx's critique of capitalism to encompass the political and cultural conditions of the mid-20th century. Rehmann delves into the core themes of the book: how ideologies operate through social practices and the contradictory trajectory from Marxism to postmodernism. Contrary to classical Marxism's stance that life determines consciousness, these studies acknowledge the resilience and proactive nature of the ideological in shaping social and political realities. Rehmann's analysis of Gramsci focuses on the transition from ideology to the more specific concept of hegemony, while Althusser's theories explore how ideological apparatuses perpetuate their own conditions of possibility. These arguments lay the foundation for Rehmann's central concern, which is to comprehend why individuals voluntarily subject themselves to alienated forms of domination and consent to conditions that limit their capacity to act. Rehmann's most pointed criticism is directed at post-structuralism and postmodernism, which he asserts have become ideological components of neoliberalism. He argues that these movements have abandoned traditional normative concerns with ideology, instead focusing on texts detached from the material ideological contexts and practices in which they are embedded. Rehmann criticizes the dematerialization and denaturalization of social life in postmodern projects, particularly in the work of Foucault and Butler. He asserts that these approaches obscure actual political agendas and contribute to the perpetuation of neoliberalism. One commendable aspect of Rehmann's work is his willingness, as a scholar from a relatively far-left position, to engage critically with sensitive issues, including those related to gender theories. While some readers may disagree with his critiques, Rehmann effectively argues that these postmodern projects can lead to the dematerialization of social life, neglect the ideological dimension, and obscure genuine political objectives. Rehmann's central challenge to future theories of ideology is to address the processes of ideological conditioning, such as alienation and subjection, without undermining individual agency. Marxist studies should recognize the need for individuals to intervene in ideological forms, even while being co-determined by them. He advocates for a strong ideology-critical philosophy of praxis to guide individuals in understanding their own ideological involvements and actively engage with the complexities of ideology and social change. Rehmann's exploration encourages scholars to consider how ideology can be harnessed as a tool for critical analysis, rather than simply as a system of control. Understanding the dialectical contradictions inherent in Marxist theory is imperative for any Marxist project to effectively execute its political strategy. As Rehmann emphasizes, neglecting or obscuring this theoretical understanding can lead to passive dialectics that result in endless splits and defeats. Marxist political projects must remain critical of their own praxis and continuously historicize their ideological conditioning to avoid turning their revolutionary ideals into the basis of a new oppressive hegemony. In Chapter 8, Rehmann introduces a surprising and insightful addition to the book Pierre Bourdieu. Rehmann argues that Bourdieu's sociology can address the limitations of Althusser's ideology theory model. He contends that Bourdieu's concepts of habitus and field provide agency to political actors and recognize the autonomy of their political activities. Habitus, in this context, is seen as a dynamic process of creation by individuals themselves, producing a multitude of relatively unpredictable practices. Bourdieu's framework acknowledges that individuals are both subjects determined by their historical circumstances and determining agents of their own history. By understanding and acting upon this dynamic, Marxist ideologies can overcome their own false perceptions of reality and create the political conditions for a genuine shift in power. In conclusion, theories of ideology is a valuable resource for anyone interested in contemporary political theory. It offers critical insights into the intellectual health of political theory and its connection to the political health of society. Rehmann's work is not merely a survey of ideology theories, but a compelling argument about the current political predicament of capitalism and how scholars, particularly Marxists, should theorize about it. He encourages scholars to reinterpret the ideological and political through a structural lens in a postmodern age. Rehmann underscores the importance of remaining vigilant against political theories that may unwittingly support oppressive hegemonic structures, asserting that such vigilance defines us as conscious political beings, rather than interpolated ideological subjects.